What's going on, everybody? This is Tony 2.0 and welcome back to League of Legends, a noob's guide. In today's episode, we're going to cover one of my favorite tunes to play, Nunu. Although I'm still learning this game, and there are many intricacies that I still have yet to really master, I have found a few champs that I really enjoy playing, and one of those just happens to be Nunu. For me, the players and the champs that I pick tend to mimic the things that I used to really enjoy when I played World of Warcraft. I like more tanky, the ability to soak up some of the damage that can come from all of the enemies that you'll face, as well as be able to hold their own in a fist fight. And Nunu matches those things almost perfectly. I want to get into kind of what I think about the tune and how I think it should be played. Nunu is, if you get into a lot of public matches, a lot of people think that he is a jungler, and for me, I do think that he's a great jungler. By him using his ability Consume, it's great. It restores some of your health as well as does a lot of damage to the target. For me, I think Nunu is a very underrated laner. I love to take him into top or bottom lane, and I've even done very well in the mid lane, but he is an underrated laner in my opinion. The reason for that is his main attack, Consume, can only be used against minions or monsters in the jungle. This not only leads to a little bit of a disadvantage when you get into early fights with other champs, but it makes up for it by giving you the ability to actually level up Nunu very quickly. When Consume is mixed with his other abilities, Blood Boil, Ice Blast, and Absolute Zero, Nunu is a pretty formidable mid to end game champ. A few things that I like about him. One, he can be beefed up and be awfully tanky. Again, in head-to-head combat with some of the higher ADC guys, it's a little rough, and the going can be a little frustrating when you first start to play him. Once you have learned his abilities and how to cycle them appropriately, he becomes an absolute monster. Another reason that I love laning with him is if you have a decent AD carry with you, you guys are going to absolutely dominate your lane and can potentially win the game for your entire team. Let's get into some of the things that make Nunu a must-have as far as owning. When you look at his overall cost, influence points, only about 450. That's what I picked him up for. Or you can get him 260 riot points. He has multiple uses. He's one of those champs that can kind of do anything as long as you know how to play him. One of his best abilities, his ultimate, Absolute Zero, has a very low CD on it. You're looking at 110, 190 seconds as you rank it up. Also, the mana cost for it is very low. It's only at 100. Nunu is also very well utilized as an assist. When you get into pushing a lane, what tends to happen is the enemy team will swarm on you, and the use of Absolute Zero, which has a slowing and massive damage, plus attack speed, debilitation for the enemy, it all comes together in such a good way. One thing that can really bug you about Nunu is the tunes that come with a lot of interrupts, saps, things like that, things that can silence you. It can get a little frustrating, but if you can catch them at the right time and time everything for your favor, you're gonna do very well with him. I like to AD with him. I like to go AP, excuse me. I like to go strictly ability power. That's where everything shines. Again, his one big downfall, his main move, Consume. That's your first skill or ability that you can unlock. You can't use it against enemy champs, and that is a little debilitating, especially early round. But the mixture between Blood Boil, which gives you this, it kind of heats his blood, it moves your movement speed is increased as well as your attack. And later in the game, especially when enemy champs are 50% or below, mixed with Ice Blast and Blood Boil, you're gonna just wreck shit, I promise you. I want to get into a few things as far as building up this character. I'll give you a few of the items that I really shoot for. Haunting Guise, Sorcerer's Shoes, Radabon's Death Cap, Glacial Shroud, and the Frozen Heart. It's kind of a mix of lifesteal mixed with ability power, and it can really make for a formidable, tanky champ. Nunu is a hell of a lot of fun to play, and again, once you get into these close quarter, especially big team battles, he is unstoppable. Throw Blood Boil on him, Ice Blast the target, the focused fired enemy champ, hit that absolute zero, and go to work. I have got countless multi-kills, double and triples, just by finishing people off with my absolute zero blast. It's great. They all try to rush you, you click that absolute zero, and as they're fleeing, they get slowed, you get them with that final little push, and you knock off a couple of them at a time. Again, very underrated laner. I think he's fantastic in the bottom lanes. As far as what I played, jungling, I'm just not a big fan. A lot of the tunes that I'm going to talk about, a lot of the champs that are supposed to be junglers, maybe it's just me, and I am still a noob, and a lot of things that I may be saying, there's probably plenty of other ways that you could go, but this is a noob's guide. I'm fucking new to this thing, so I'm trying to give you what I have seen gives me that good feeling when you're playing a video game, that you're doing well. And with Nunu and a good ADC in the bottom, you're going to wreck that lane, and he just stands up so well. He can be a little daunting in the beginning. You need to pay attention to how to cycle your abilities. By mixing in Ice Blast, Blood Boil, those things, there's a little bit of an art to it, and at some points, again, it can be a little bit daunting. If you are running a lane, Ignite is definitely one of those skills that you're going to want to have on you. I also like to use either Flash or Barrier. Those seem to be the two best things to put on for your selectable skills. With Flash, you can get into some battles that maybe you'd miss out on, or finish off that guy that's trying to run away from you. But with Blood Boil, adding that movement speed increase, after you get your boots, you're pretty much good to go. You'll be able to chase just about anyone down. The Flash to get away, especially against high damage enemy champs, really helps to get you out of those situations sometimes where Nunu doesn't have, you know, his own, you know, if Blood Boil is on cooldown or whatever. Guys, I want to know what you think. Have you played Nunu? If not, I really do recommend him. He's an unlock that's very cheap to get, and he's a hell of a lot of fun to play. For me, again, it boils down to personal preference. I prefer those more tanky, maybe a little less damage champs, but I have a lot of fun with him, and when you get on the right team, he can do work. Guys, leave your comments down below for me. Click like if you like this video. Let me know what I got wrong. Let me know what you'd like to hear me talk about, or if you have tunes that you'd like me to check out. Everybody loves different kind of champs. For me, Nunu is one of my go-tos. When I'm having a rough night, couple matches don't go my way, I jump on him. Thank you guys for checking this out. I will see you next time. Peace.